Hey, it's Buddy Lee. Welcome to my channel. So we got a buff for Hawkeye, but in my original video about him, he was actually bugged and doing way more damage than he was meant to do. The scaling on his SIG ability was way off, and my SIG 80 Hawkeye was reducing physical resistance by 2200 per bleed on the defender. Now that they fixed it, he's only reducing it by a little under 500 per bleed, so it's a little disappointing, but let's see how he compares now that they've fixed his SIG ability and figure out if this buff is actually any good damage wise. So these first two fights were recorded before the bug fix, so these are going to be used to compare the difference between pre and post bug fix. For both pre and post bug, we're first going to be building to SP3 to get the long 3 bleeds and then start throwing SP2s. We got the critical bleed and it's doing a little over 1600 bleed damage. Now the SP2, and someone in my stream pointed out yesterday, a great way to get the perfect release is watch for the light flash on the arrow to release, and that will help you to get it perfectly consistent. So the damage on basic hits is pretty nice now with 5 bleeds and the 2 fragility debuffs with 13k mediums, and this is pre-bug fix. So when I look at the bleed damage, it actually seems to be the same pre and post bug fix, which is a good thing. So that was 89 hits and it took a little under 2 minutes for the fight. So here with both SP3 and SP2 bleed combined for 2600 per tick. "93 hits here, and again a little under 2 minutes. Now let's look at these same two fights, and this will be post bug fix, and compare to see how big of a difference it'll make. So we won't see any difference until after we get some bleeds applied, and we're going to build SP3 first, just the same as we did with the pre-bug fix fights. So we're still getting the 1600 bleed per tick, so that hasn't changed, but the basic hits aren't hitting as hard. And the SP3 and SP2 bleeds combined are also still going for the same amount at 2600 per tick. So post bug fix, we get Winter Soldier down in 114 hits, and this fight took about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, so an extra 25 hits and a little more than 15 extra seconds. So we're still able to do great bleed damage that can really do a ton of work, especially if you can stay aggressive and keep the bleeds paused, but the damage from basic hits really has decreased. I think in normal health pool fights, it's not going to be the biggest difference in the world, but as far as full damage potential, he really has taken a hit. This fight was right at 2 minutes, so overall it's not the biggest difference for a 500k health pool. But if I were to try to do a comparison against a big health pool like Labyrinth of Legends, it would have really shown the difference. But as far as regular content, I think he'll still be similarly viable. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.